Welcome to part 2 of the Twitch chat or Twitch commands series. Let's just call it the Twitch series. In this episode, we're going to take a look at retrieving a Twitch chat message and displaying it in a text box. To do that, we're going to use a bit of logics, and we need this setup from the previous video. So watch the tail end of that video to get this set up back, and we'll start from here. So this Twitch interface is useful by itself as a card, but it's even more useful when you plug it into a couple of logics nodes. Let's spawn one of those nodes now. So go to the node menu, go to network, go to Twitch, and then spawn Twitch chat message event. This is a big node, so we're going to need to go by it step by step. But the first thing to note is that the pinkish color here matches this pinkish color here. Is it pink or is it grey? I'm slightly colorblind. So grab this with your logics tooltip exactly like you're linking any other node to any other node and drop it into Twitch interface, and you'll see it links. And now we're going to go down the properties here and talk about them a little bit, because there's a lot going on here. Firstly, there's the on message impulse. A thing to note is when you see a logics node like this, the data in the subsequent outputs is usually only valid for the length of the impulse. That means you can't pull out display nodes here like this and read the data from them. You either have to use the data immediately or write it to another source. I don't recommend writing it to a source unless absolutely necessary, because with Twitch chat, there's going to be a lot of messages coming in. You want to take action and avoid as many writes as you can. So take action, do something, and then get out. Don't store this message around if you don't need it. We're going to do exactly what I told you not to do, just to demonstrate how it works though. It's okay if you're getting started. Try not to go live with a setup like this though, because you might swarm your connection with writes, and that might become problematic. So with that being said, the next one is message, which is a string. We pulled this out earlier, but that is the contents of the text message. So here you'll see, on this one, you'll see hi. So it'd be a string hi. Let's bring this over so we can talk with you. The next one is the Twitch user ID. User IDs are a unique identifier that doesn't change for each user. This becomes apparent when you look at the next one, which is display name. My display name is currently Probable Prime, but there's a form on Twitch's website where I can change that. If I changed it, my display name would change, but my user ID wouldn't. So this can be a good way to kind of keep track of users from a more sort of unique valid place. It also helps with users with similar names or like hard to show names. You can just use the user ID to distinguish between them. Color is a color which represents the color of their text. So here you can see I'm green in Twitch. Is subscriber is a Boolean value which describes if the user is a subscriber or not. That'll be true if they're a subscriber and false if they're not. Is moderator is the same for moderator status. Is broadcaster is the same for if it's the broadcaster. So you can see here there's a red broadcaster icon on my name. Is turbo is if I'm a Twitch turbo menu member. Cheer badge is the badge for the top cheerer in a stream. There's a top 10 or top 5, I can't remember which system, whereby they can earn the top spot and then they'll get a cheer badge color. Cheer amount is the amount for that badge. And then bits is the amount of bits that are included in the message. If this is greater than 0, it means that someone has donated bits within that chat message. Bits dollars is a conversion of the bits into dollars. That may not be up to date. I'm not entirely sure if it's flowing from a data source or it's statically converted. So don't rely on that for your income, but it's good to kind of convert it immediately to a dollar value. And the subscriber month count is how long that person has been subscribed for. That's a lot of data. For this particular video, we're just going to be using the top 2. So on message and then the message itself. And put that back there. So I'm going to keep saying this because I see certain users get stuck up on this, and I want to just make sure it's clear. The data that's coming out of this is only, let me move that out of the way, is only valid for as long as this impulse is valid. So you need to use it or write it, or it won't show anything. Like right now, again, this is null. So to demonstrate that, what I'm going to do is set up a setup where I'm going to make the most latest Twitch chat message appear within a text object within the world. So if I grab my dev tooltip and I go to create new and I go text, basic, we'll have a piece of text floating in the world. If I now secondary select this, open an inspector, and then pull out a text renderer component here and bring it alongside, you'll see I get interface for the text renderer. And now what we're going to do here is we're going to open our node menu again because I closed it. We can close this inspector, we're done with it. And I'm going to spawn a couple of nodes. Actually just one, which is write. So actions write. Write will write a value into a particular object. In this case, the variable, but in some cases like other types like slots or booleans or strings or ints or colors. If you take the pink and you plug it into text, you'll see that this bottom input here now becomes a string. And so now we can just plug the top two together. So on message, write the message to this piece of text. And so now when I send something in Twitch chat, you'll see hello here from me, or over here, and then you'll also see it written to this. If I send another message, to, you'll see the text gets replaced. So this then becomes a view of the latest message within Twitch chat. You could pack this logic up now as it is, and it would work. And you wouldn't have all these lines everywhere, and then you'd be able to read the latest message within this piece of text, and you'd be able to grab that, put it anywhere in the world. But we can do more than that, but that'll be for the next video, because I want to keep these short so that you can keep up to date and follow along at your own speed. In the next edition, we're going to turn on a light with a command. That'll be part 3. Let me know what you think of this series in the comments. It's going to be long, like I said, Twitch commands we could talk endlessly about. We can do all sorts of things within the world. I'm trying to build on it gradually. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll see you next time for part 3. Bye-bye.